day of September 2021. There is an update from the Ministry of Labor and Social Services concerning we people we say any kind way they need for travel out of Sierra Leone for go get job. And whenever we can talk so, we know say na for go na the Middle East. Not to the first time this, we dey talk about this na this program. We don't get even people them where they live na Lebanon, Kuwait, we don't call na this program. We don't give it the experience. We know people them we don't go back home na Sierra Leone. We feel to say they're not able for working there because of the working conditions. We know people them we still they work and think to say the person where they meet up it come out fine for them and so then go be at the work. There are conditions where you come out na do and where you the inside waiting it takes. But the government still no want for relent. Then feel to say there's another way for young people them for make money. Where they make you wonder say waiting with they try for do for make this category of we human capital we not go just the export and the go. Waiting we go do na the country for sustain them day for create those kind of jobs we go hire these people we go be attractive to these people where you go say now most of the job they go do na either construction or waiting or housemaid now they can go do so whether they hire housemaid na Salon, how many people will they hire housemaid na Sierra Leone? So it better if not then kind of they will let them go. But trust me, if in be say job they will thrive na Sierra Leone, we need such qualifications. I believe say some of these people go definitely try for enroll and get themselves qualified in those type of job where they attract them in those type of field where go attract them so that they go get hired rather than thinking to say now we come out in a salon. I don't talk to a couple of them where mostly then they bill. If not small place safe then they bill in a salon. So some man thinks say it can't left now go salon. They have to endure and make at least so then you turn back and get something for sure. Some of the one the way I talk to. But again, some man can feel to say it's just too much, they need for go back. Some man feel to say the person way hire him be nice to him so he need for stay. Not to 110, not to 210, you don't see videos them na social media. But the government still say they no say we people them because they tell them block not for travel from Sierra Leone, then they go Guinea. Now they go travel, pass and go. Because waiting do the salesman where they come they call that good speech. For Sierra Network, we get Sierra Network group. Not the Sierra Network Facebook page, we get Sierra Network group na Facebook. Anything where they can call them I can help you go to this and that and blah 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 where they search for people I they delete them one and day. Me I the deleter na Facebook. Nobody need they can pass through those scheme for can recruit people them where at the end of the day and people them back will get for regret say if I be no I not come here I want go back. But anyway, today we want to deal with the latest one from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. This now waiting they want me and you for know. They say the Ministry of Labor and Social Security want for inform the general public for say then don't develop a regulation mechanism code of conduct and training manual. Again, develop waiting regulation mechanism code of conduct, training and manual for overseas recruitment for ensure 1. Safe, 2. Orderly, 3. And regular labor migration. The ministry, before now, be tell we say then they work on this. So now they don't come it we say they don't work on and done. They want we for no now say then get a mechanism where the people them for falla, we want for hire. So what if they not follow them? What if they still they recruit the people and then go past Guinea? Okay. But last and I say, he said even na Cairo, na Egypt, he said this Salon woman from North Side message her yesterday na Facebook. He said first him before say na him pikin na him dey message am. Say him mama say he like the picture. Okay, say he dey work as a nanny. Okay. And then the Albert, alright, I'll let you under. But the ministry say, it say apart from that one day where I don't tell you so, when are the mechanism, the code of conduct and the training manual for the overseas recruitment, it said the ministry also don't develop recruitment license for make them go issue them to prospective recruitment agencies. We go legalize them status for them for carry out recruitment in and out of Salone. Recruitment in and out of Sierra Leone. The agencies them. Alright. So because of the NTI I don't talk, the ministry they call on all Sierra Leonean agencies. Are we listening? Sierra Leonean agencies. I don't know if now local content make them specified say Sierra Leonean agencies. But anyway, we get interest for operate as a private employment agency. Salomon, we get interest for operate as a private employment agency. Make them apply for the license through the Office of the Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. After you don't do that day, that's part 1 for make you be a private employment agency. After that, now if you feel to say you want to do the overseas recruitment, you get to go back for go apply for the overseas recruitment license. So na true na ya. First off, you get to apply for the private employment agency in your license. Then, you don't get and done. If you feel say you want for take workman them in and out of Sierra Leone, you get now for apply for the overseas recruitment license. And the application, you for attach the following. So if you listen now, you You feel say you not the correct person. Eh? Na business this oh. Na business this. You business license, you for attach am, you NACIT clearance certificate, you valid insurance policy, you police clearance, you NRA clearance, your recruitment cooperation agreement, your resume or your CV of the head of applying agency, copy of your passport of the head of the applying agency. Donald Cole say government go do them best for protect in citizens. However, if anybody take risk for travel without the knowledge of the government, that individual they might not have the necessary government protections. All right. The ministry strongly advise all potential private employment agencies them for make them go comply with the notice we had already to, and then they encourage the general public for operate only with agencies that have obtained license from the ministry. All right. We don't hear from the ministry. The ministry say, you, we person come it say, it get work for you for go oversee. It get work for you for go Middle East because na dey, not to, na dey, not just put am right there. If that person they not show you, say then get license for operate na salon, make you not do am. One go on for ask now say, what if this person carry out one kind paper is saying I license this? How the people them go able for say yes, this particular agency na the correct one? Now make I tell you earlier say me na Facebook within the campus and I share network, I dey delete them dey. I dey delete them. Eh? We all get part for play. The agencies get part for play if they are genuine. And the people in back, where they look for work, then get part for play. But the salon will sabi right now. Enough funny. Enough funny at all. And some people are desperate. So they do no checks and balances. As long as they say that person there, na him dey hire, na him be don't help so and so person. The next thing themselves are for jumping at the wagon. Now government they tell we say, do ya? We get for cross check. Let us not just jump so normal. Like out us friend, let we hear waiting and you take on this recruitment process where government still they look for refine so that the people where they go, well, then go get proper treatment. As opposed to waiting will be done the year and they see na social media. Yes, friend, welcome on board. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. Thanks to all listeners and viewers for giving your attention, and thanks again for your efforts for gather we are. This issue, unless we don't discuss but now something they feel say the government still the one the owner the authorities then get for look into. But this all come into development and cooperation in terms of changing life. But now there are two sectors of life changing inside this migration. People and they get a life changing way sometimes it become depressing. Some of them then they get a life changing way sometimes it's positive like you notice some people and they get a small they naked and they and lucky for day and a kind of a green pastured site. In other words, either the individual you go work for a maid or the boss or whoever they work for something it look a little bit flexible because human attitudes then vary actually, some then good some then bad. But if you do not favor a majority, we dey look say there are majority of them over thousands who don't return now as alone. Then get the other side of a life changing where a depressive state where then get for go start all over again. So you get for look between this line we government they draw for let them go able for encourage and they try for lure people and for go abroad for go land. But here again, you get skilled workers, you get people that own no skill, you get people that we half educated, and some people they educated a bit well. So we don't see the program where we don't do, they don't advertise. People that even we don't finish, some they even nurses them, McKinney and other places them because they may get hotspot people and they migrate. So then they don't go there inside, they don't try for recruits. Watching them they find out. So now they say, well, let we help now una will go officially because una not be they go officially. So would they do a kind of licensing, would they go do them officially for get a paper, so on and so forth. But this stage, we don't see they don't go a step further. Now they still want to recognize recruitment agencies. Then we don't tell me back so then get a link that now the minister in terms of migration or the minister who in charge of the labor. So if we don't get a kind of say you get a partner now Ghana where then they do this program who then will help them. And then they help them for find customers and link them to these Gulf states. And when you look at the Gulf states again, where people they run for go to, it comprise of different Arab states. You get Kuwait, you get Umayyad, you get the United Arab Emirates. You get all these places them where they call the Gulf Cooperation Council. And this Gulf Cooperation Council, they get a kind of a similar method of recruiting people them, but it differ. So, but then things they are all there at the table. You get the issue of people and who they try to think about life changing, and those who they get the positive side, the negative side, then they. And then you know, this thing they try for see will they develop the cooperation where they between we and the Gulf states, that are the minister or the government side. So, but then don't go further. And then on the other side, you get people that want the referee, they want to look, say, that thing they are, what people and they do, whether they go officially or whether they go unofficial, whether they go system Purono, than at the International Labour Organization. So themselves they what they try for say would they referee this thing here. And then the one they more waiting up before now the IOM. Oh, na International Organization for Migrants. Then they try to stop them and reduce them. So then they fund governments, then they fund the repatriation, then they fund other things them. So you they see these sectors and all day. But what in government do they emerge as heroes over all this? They say, who will go do this for now? Who will still care people them? Despite international organization for migration, then they help people them, then they try for rehabilitate people, and then they try for even open institutions in a salon with different. One day in a ferry junction somewhere there, some then they Martini, it's different organizations and they where they try for help and strengthen back the one that we don't come on, we don't come, whether your own life changing, it not come positive, despite they don't come for years, or for 2 or 3 years, or for a year. We see the conditions that people may suffer. See, so then when they go and take their passports, some of the agents they know they work well with them because of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Then they encourage this kind of system. They get visa 20 na Kuwait, and get visa D18. One way they allow you for go work officially if you go through the channel. All this day at the table. But waiting the government still they try for when they say, well, will they try for make them be modernized? we dey train people with skills so dem go know in case dem go use a microwave, dem go know how to do this, dem go get some manners, dem go understand this. So dem open back a branch for that inside the city, inside African for let dem go train dem people there with certain qualification they apply, they go. They will not put laws there, they will not put laws. But when you just go back, just a little bit further back, we'll not say that thing where I think now Tijan Kaba in time and maybe beyond than that, we don't introduce this system. But at some point, with the government, where the people they actually apply, then go through the government. But at some point, the arrangements they fall out in some way, wherein people then will land skill jobs, then they actually go there, then go benefit, and then go look free for work till their own time done. So you left that side, this in a coordination of in there, then the corporation will be put for them to develop and that development way. Then say that the car resurrect them. But the point where are still concerned here, number one, they say the new police clearance, they need all this, but the recruitment license agencies, who are these license agencies where they see them go recruit? Because we get people that want they still do them. Or maybe then they try to say, well, despite what they do, these people are still they beat with time. Then they go before they're able to still pass people and for go gain it. So still, for let we go able for release that pressure, they for let people they still go. But that way when government no go know, now we give them official rights. So then go work now, we will know about them because they know the skills where then they carry go people them. But when you look at the other side of the recipient, when I decide when I the Gulf state there now, then they forget some things. Then people there, the policies they wouldn't get, then now things them where they accept officially say you can able go work as a maid. You the maid go able to take your passport, you go able for keep and then give another temporal card where you the whole day. Like for wait now one know of more now, then you go they work till you time read and give back your passport, you return. So but they look say and they don't go on the ground or like where they say people and they travel, not go Ghana, not go look. Well, maybe that would have been a way we go say, I don't say you need for go spend the money for go. Maybe anything they would try for wait say, would for don't do. They don't go do a kind of a spot check. But if they say that the Ghanaians the day before, because at the day before Paneti, they get experience. So we don't know the lazy with them, where they lazy with them. Because when you look about the visa, they wouldn't get there. They get that domestic visa, they get work visa, they get dependent visa. But that work visa, then are two different type work visa there. Get one they want a skilled visa, then go apply for go for them. But now waiting then they put on a table where I feel say with the way we get for arrange them. So that the people where they come on a salon, then go understand say, then they go in a safe environment and then they get under the safety of security. What then we don't put back say, then they open bank account for them. So the money they're not going to pay the under, then will they just give them a kind of a token, then the money they can then they save and they wouldn't kind of go receive them. But that one day they say that part of the thing they wouldn't put in structure. But will they still the wait? Because some of these things, they don't go even Ghana people, now one of the hotels in Freetown during the time when this COVID been they try for decline how small, was the infection rate been declining. Ghana some people they get trained them, but at some point they get for access all for go back now. It was when they asked the minister, he said there's some logistics and something then they wouldn't just show we they don't be showing the direct reason, then return them back. But there are people and how we don't go through this process. But it's a very difficult stage wherein people in the left in a country, you go work on the other side. Now that's the international organization for migrants. Then they work in that, they try for help them for bring them come back. Then they bring them as far as Senegal, Latina, Ivory Coast. I think some of them they go take them now for bring them come back at a different place. And now then they fight hard for let them go help them. And the people in the field sponsorship. How the people that who don't this salon then go able for help them where they struggle for meet the needs, some of their needs. But here again, the government they say, well, una go able for go. And when una go able for go be a role model now will show say, oh una don't go, waiting I don't go get better one, una go able for cash show say this na the fire road for falla. See, in other words, now more of an experimental thing. Wherein they do so, we don't know what's in there for be the outcome. You see, now more of an experimental because it has not started yet. Now, thing when he initiate based on the previous idea where we don't do in those days, where they try to resurrect back. But the number of people that would not return, the number of people that would don't abuse, the number of people that would don't molest, and people that still they molest they like a place like Lebanon now hotspots when they think of Lebanon because Lebanon they have bad economic state. They get problem for fuel, then get problem for economic issues in terms of electricity. Even these days, when somebody go there, when the minister, I mean, sorry, na the WHO, he goes na the site for go do some program there regarding the help what they need because of the state where they because of the economic devastation. In other words, they not look bankrupt, but they have a serious economic problem where they don't change the president and they don't change their leadership. So he go there, now during the meeting again, the lights go off. You see, just imagine as delegate. So you know what I try for crazy. I don't see Lebanon no they boom. I don't see Lebanon but they get a serious economic problem. So I say that one they let the ruler out there first. Anybody want to go let it wait because there's the struggle with debts, with they own at the World Bank, with they also they get problem with fear, they got all those things. So you get for look at all these things and say, I get for put them in place where I go able for most people and then go able for go. Coming out to Kuwait, coming out to Oman, these now Arab countries and where they well developed, of course. But then they do collect them people there because like Kuwait now, a small country. We not see the population where they not get people who they work. So obviously, most of what they did, now like a posh people where they not get extra people who for work. So then they find out see now for bring more recruitment where they can't do their own work for them. And then they link with Syria and the Syria now more for that. And then they link back with India, but India now gets an exemption. Then get visa if you get a card when a card where they under the so-called Gulf Corporation Council, then they allow them to work. So then when they can work as drivers and other things, and when he asks, most of the people who did it. But then get a look at all these things, put them on a table, assess them, educate the people them, and more, and then look, say, then where if we move people and go on one end, then we're able to reap something. Or else let them relax with the one who not too much of migration. Then look into the one they would all learn skills first. If another one they work, because that one day, if they're at the portal where you go able to apply, they help them for do the application. Then go. As long as the employer, when at the place will get the industry and what they need for go work, then they apply, then go work, then get their own living, then go even they live there. People like they back where they live a normal life. Not like the other way they in a house where they can get difficulty until the time they come back. Some say they can, the money that they get, and people know what it go they give. When you come, you never even get some for sale based on the background where you come up. So all those kind of things, and therefore look into not just for recruits because the recruitment and indirect brain drain will they get because I will see a lot of the way they interview. One time when they say then they go apply for the form. They say, well, me, I don't do me nursing, me, I don't do me the college, but I not get work. But if they go pay me $200, when I like $2 million equivalents, where salon they go pay me say 800, where I go balance at the go. So they see that it's a brain drain indirectly on that side they back. But the brain drain they go on employment when a low skill employment. So in other words, create area people and they become technical more and more empower. They're not saying they don't do this because sometimes that is the way for people to survive. Okay, but these are the things where I believe so then get for look. Create more. This TVET program when they see so like when they see they don't get $25 million to that and then get for give more. Then get for realize it is all part of the education. TVET na education back. In a kind of skillful way. The other organization they them just for expand them. So then people they go there, then they give them back bursary when like 500,000. But again, that bursary, the people that they cry say they know they get her. Now today the person say, well, he go check. I don't know one of the place. I don't know the name really, but I go left for there. But he go there. He say he will go there tomorrow or this week or next week for go check. Say this TBET program what they do for them will develop people a skill work when they did a salon. They know they give them what the government promised them. So these are the areas where go giving the doubt. So well, how people then go do? Then go force for go out. The one they will go apply when they go begin say who boku this year and this time na 500 no more than take on 100 on 50 who apply boku. Then go sneak na the net. Who said they defend their way back? Then they go through because Egypt when you travel, you go as you reach number then they take you. But even though the visa system don't change back, but all these kind of factors and therefore look into this so that we now go get a system wherein we'll get a brain drain, and then we get a system wherein we get people and will get the pressure sometimes they're not go able for stand up, whether because of them go sexually abuse them or they don't immorally abuse them or you don't financially become debtful. So all those factors they get for look at them. So that the equation say the one day when they come, we not get that positive change. The Boku pass, the one they wouldn't change. So when would they begin the care go, then we know how much will the care go. Then what would they put a third or fourth person? Because yeah, you're almost like a fourth person. The agency, then they say the other agencies. The other agencies, then get agency and wait. Because it is official for them in the country as a Gulf country. So it's up to how the international organization for migration can for try stand firm. But it can't be say them people there and now the one they win at the that fast in terms of money, the big one they up yonder. When we say they go add for church because now then they sponsor the main things so then they sponsor World Bank, so then they sponsor money at the IMF, so they hard for let them go say they crack them down because then they get other things then they focus on when you ask for good convince and say una change the law there, una just put visa where people and go able for work for camp, the way people like camp una stop for twist them this way. It'll therefore take a long time until either the leaders they will therefore they now then therefore say, well, no, not to human life this. Now we change the law because now they therefore say they change the law. But when you get those people that still they do this, the Gulf state will therefore know how would they approach them. So that the people are not going to forget more of people where those brittle life, those who are flexible, the one they will able for resist anything gonna force, then become depressed. Some wouldn't come, they can even be forced to do a prostitution for that moment there because he lost in state. So or some them go even shame, some even their family they disown them during that period when they don't go and come back with all the stories and it. So they have to look at this. Helping people to go and work, nobody not go there against them. But you therefore look at the history, the historic part of it, who side the people and they. So when you plan that network of markets, because it's a market you do, a market indirectly. Now a labor market. This is a labor market you are creating. You therefore get the market where good. When they go for go say, well, reach them in my business, they sell, I will profit, they will come back and develop. Not so the one way you go to say before you reach the system, then you not pay the price where sometimes the goods you can go. So those are the kind of things that labor market, that labor exchange. Then therefore look into them so that people they know can suffer back after years. Then the one they will not know because politics they change. Whether this they come, this they go. We don't go know the one they will come outside and go able for can't help them one day. You see, so you therefore look at planning all those things, say you can't release them into the jungle, then maybe you know go there again on the receiving end for let you go help them if you're able to help them, in fact. So those are the things. Let them try. There are other things they have to be doing. They're not saying not easy because alone we don't get that problem of the civil war, or we don't get that 10 years of time we don't waste. We don't add power back say, well, now 10 years we don't waste time the war. No, give one another 10 years of additional help. So we are able to qualify for certain things based on age and other things. Let we not waste time as we go on move, they waste time. And then by the time now people will realize we will need manpower, the intellect, the knowledgeable people and the skillful people who will able for 15 parts. Some of them develop plans there, who will they count small, or who will they impact, they all don't go. They all don't go perish. So mass will say, we'll get back to health. Because even the hospital business where they are going there, they're restricted to certain ways. But though if they go under the government, they are going to be supervised. I know they are going to be under good supervision, but it is going to be in Arab countries then. So we don't know on whose basis where them will go. If the visa wouldn't they give them, despite they say they arrange, let them go, they keep their own visa, they don't do the arrangement. But here is the other additional recruitment of licensing agency. That the other two they don't can add back. So I don't know because the training and all that thing they are package that we don't put now, they just they add another one now. But that recruitment of a third party, and there's another party over there, and then the final party now to the one way they go that decide where they go. So they have to look at this so that we don't go get things in where they go make. But when it comes to international labor organization back, you can see say sometimes they can limit themselves because them get doorway open. When they train, when they get all those facilities, and if they will follow them, when I go able for succeed. But if this is because of all these global issues where they go on here and there, they find out say they're not in put hand from all kind of things. But if we not take up a responsibility, it's up to us as a country. But they're an organization, then will help outside their own policy for Zina, so would they help. Or pastor tell the one that wouldn't go dating now, the name will come, or where they don't jump from them, the employer, then go on the street because of a condition where they're able for meet up, because of the type of job where they go meet, then they are a danger because of so the law say when you come out there, you know, they on you now, so the police get for hold you. So you see again, they expose them to all this. They see stories. Recently, people that don't die. So they see them go work miles off, do that miles of work. Actually, in Lebanon. So the two that they survive, the other two, they see they die on the way. Then they find place from one place to the other. When they see these stories. So if then they do this in a more advanced way, it is good. But let them pay attention for what thing them will do in the country we will stop people them for move out. Because when you have something where people then go able to do, then become self-reliant, then go become this, then go forget about even say I'm moving and they go abroad. They are abroad or board that in a different thing for Canada as tourism. It not go easy now, but there might be a day we will see that dream come true. So that we own country then will be now we will just come as stories or can just come for say we just see another place. It not go easy, but if they are planning that, it might be. But pray, let the leaders them in what they before don't put this idea, let it come because sometimes it's the timeline of communication and it can be the problem more. Then they let things suspend, all man forget, then they can come back. If there is a need to update, remember the place in between, you update the people, let them go know. So they're not going to left a culture of people and they understand, see, they know they tell you now just one anything we then cannot want to tell you something, we move, we go. It can for be systematic procedure and they know daily to daily. We don't tell like this, at this stage I would day, at this stage I would day, at this stage I would day. So that process they not so after a while then just they can't show you one thing or something and go just tell no more a long story or something. First you look sensibly if you're not critical thinker and I be able to understand what's then the give. These are the areas back where politicians and therefore look into. It's very serious about that idea about the timeline of things and what they do there and how the civilians can able to get the public then. But I only hope see these things they are going to put them on table so that the planning for all that thing they are then be able to plan there so that we'll not go get people in the end where they change their lives in terms of positivity, then go brand the way we handle the negative side and more boku than the one they will can that positive who will be able for claim see then people are then do because if Europe we can't say not so all man go make and depending the environment really or the situation we in paper. But those are not the things we look for. And that brain drain me concerned about and the one that we therefore go back we don't go succeed and then waiting at the law the agency are waiting and therefore can do. Are they going to have another agency in the base where they go reach or not then go be direct to the government? Because when you talk of agency, you talk about the arrangement what you don't make between you, the one develop this idea, then the cooperation where you go put between the country where they go, now in official. But when you put another agency, then we resist on that now. Ghanaian contract, people that won't know about this, on a few man them back with a salon, where they do this. But they might argue If they ask them, now that they will tell you, they go up on any platform, they will say, well, would they do no, they try to avoid people, would they go indirectly. We'll make them all know them now because they know the job. You see, but that one, the question is, what about the one then where the agency? Because then they link with their own agencies and they know the ground. So you get for go now the ground. You see, if that one ticket money when we boss they go you so it okay you Mr. Timo you go do this. Let's see the plan where you go check for. Go on that country there, go Turkey, go this, then you go check. Then you come back, then you see. They even visit some of them things there. You try to find out the agency. The kind people and go tell you some of them know the agency they will say them doing at the ground. In the way they get it, if you know what they are, they can go able to tell you. We even just I don't mind the day when they do this, when they help people and come and go. No, we don't interview them now, on that program. So let them try to do this. Brain drain will avoid them, depression, and a bad state. One for let develop a country. Thank you very much for giving the platform. Let God continue for help we and help leaders in. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
Yeah. You're most welcome, sir. Yeah.
I want to say thanks to Usfriend for his submission. You ready to listen? You get the opportunity now for call if you can be part of the program. You can call 232-78-990-991. That's on WhatsApp. 232-78-990-991 on WhatsApp. Or you can call direct United States or United Kingdom. United States on 1-646-610-3107. 1-646-610-3107. Or you call United Kingdom 44739-803-0402. 44739-803-0402. Phone line open now. Or if you feel say we don't do well, in the next 5 minutes the phone line go close. If you just come in, there are criterias where the Ministry of Labor and Social Services don't put in place for people them we want travel go out of Sierra Leone for go work. For people them we want for hire people them when a Sierra Leoneans them for go work out of Sierra Leone. If you watch on Facebook, look at the green section, you go see the numbers in the scroll there. The numbers then for call. As I've been saying earlier, it's the situation is not clear. Again, you go say clear, but not the way we country day. Now make we young one them feel to say like it's difficult to make it in Sierra Leone. Now so them feel. I know they're not in shoes. I can't tell them say no stay in Sierra Leone. But now the same people in back we see when things can go wrong, can take phone video and call for the government in help, call for Sierra Leoneans them help, call for people them for help because it's correct the one for return. Again, because some of them and then an area, they see them friends them, don't left, then go, then see them one and they make them. Everybody gets in own shine. Everybody gets in own luck. That is true. Everybody gets in own. And everybody they work out with in own. So if the government feel to say this is the way to go, even though me personally, well, me not like this one. because of the things the way we don't see. They happen at the Middle East. So we brothers and sisters, then me I not like this one. Me personally, and then let me tell you. But not to wait me no like. Not to me they put food on the table for them. So if they feel to say it's a must for me to travel going to the Middle East, then the government don't create a way. But again, with all the rules and regulations here where the government put, who that go follow up? Eh? Who go follow up? For say, where then they go so now, in case this one we government don't tell we then go na the opposite. Who that go follow up? Because remember, now yeah, we don't get old, they don't talk, they take passport. Sometimes they even take phone, they get who that for communicate to. My government say, oh, all that one they not go happen again. What if it happen? So it's going to be more than just a paper. It get for be more than a paper. Also say just this one way, then don't write so. Then we just take and say, well, the government don't talk now the word that. Let we all lay a reward. I hope one day, not so we get for the export with young people them in that manner. We will get correct jobs them in the country. Because the way we did now, can't blame person. That's why people in the good thing and the good temple run. Go the wrong way for escape common at the country. Because they feel to say there is no future in Sierra Leone. It's a difficult one though. You go say maybe now because the eyes them focused on the overseas. Because if they look then surrounding, maybe they go find something else for do. Salon. Nice you. Because most of the agencies, now for exploit with people them. Most of the agencies them. Now for exploit with people them. And I'm not thinking that they want. Like I was friend they say, in the field say Lebanon for be a no-go area. The one the way they do the recruitment, man, the one they did in Sabi Cello. In Sabi. They got to make them go inside with the right visa. The right visa, because waiting will be don't land from here. Now for say if you go inside with the wrong visa back when line that. So I hope say this one way the government in don't kind sign now, now the correct visa they could go inside with. Hope say one day we will get correct factories them. Correct factories them. We go able for hire people in the country. So just the one for sing the same song. Go can't talk correct factory. Now we can begin say, oh no, now because we not get light. We not get proper water. I don't know if you watch the video. We we upload today na crab tongue na Aberdeen. The person we talk, what he be the grumble say? He say the youth man the way did it na drugs. Drugs na then they take. Some of where you can see some of your schoolmates there. How you can feel? Eh? Where you can see some of your schoolmates there. If you go to a salon or if you see them on Facebook, the pictures them or some events, maybe video they play, you see schoolmates. Some, not all. How you can feel? Some are looking good. Some are looking not so good. This one we pass. Oman na Minneapolis say, he say if a country neglect for focus on creating work for in people them, and then kind of result here, now we can get. Now we can with Omar.
Just hearing you talk about youth man business. Now, I'm not going to but just go for diving. You know how me feel about youth man. The thing is, you ask the questions about youth man them, would they look good and the one they only they look good. To me, I would tell you a mixed feeling. Because I tell you, be man, you get a handful, not all of them, but a handful of young men that are free to right now, me man, we go to the challenge. Then by then they then get mine for buy them 1,200 iPhone for girlfriend them. Because trust me, they mingle, they ask picking them. So then they argue yourself. Say that my boyfriend, I buy this for me. Me bad day, my boyfriend go throw you for me in a Laguna. This boyfriend overseas, they say, no, nah, day. So what thing then they do what the other one they don't know about? Because it get a lot of youth man at that place, they understand completely what they talk, my brother. The country tranga. But not until today salon don't begin tranga. Africa as a whole. Not until today, even that temple run where they talk to Gambia and them. Now then they bail boku na Italy, they die one. In fact, they do as if more than we. Gambia would say they do better. The amount of Gambia and the way they jump na that Mediterranean or whatever sea that is, would try to go Italy. Because I can tell you plain, no disrespect to my brothers that go to Italy. I don't go Italy 5 times. I don't travel more than half of Western Europe. Italy just stand like Libya. Italy tranga. But when you see young man, then they go there for go survive. Me get friends them. What we all been this wise. Friends that we been in Italy, why to go friend them in Milan, Rome. We see they know say England want move away from this EU. A lot of them move come back. A lot of them use that opportunity. They come to England. They did it. So what are they trying to say is Lebanon, not a place for anybody for go. Lebanon not pass we. Lebanon, then they stand in line for get visa. Lebanese for can salon. For can survive in a salon. Why we for go there? Nothing other day.
Well, like I make they try for say maybe na because we focus now on overseas, we not focus on we surrounding. Again,
Right.
you go say maybe the surrounding back no look favorable in creating, having an idea to create something and do something, rather than just thinking to say I get for commot na before I go able for make them.
Amen, my brother. Let me tell you something. We young brothers, no argument about this. Sierra Leone tranga. But this go free tongue. Me own one mommy wonder this small brother. Go give the guy $3,000. I really say don't done. If you not done pankush. The guy tell me say he want go buy taxi. Then they because when you go to that PZ, you get some boys and they talk to a lot because na magazine area me come out. I get on the way they talk to them, get on the way they strive, where they try for do something. Believe me, you son, they just sit on no more. Where they clean, then they sit on a veranda, then they sit on a front door, they say nothing not they for do. I understand say nothing not they for do. Because you get a lot of young people them. I get one of my brother-in-law, not that dollar day. If you well, because in a fuller, maybe you get relatives who come up. But a dollar day they change. Now it they sell, it they buy 1 million, it they buy 1 million 50, Ingo sell 1 million 150, something like that. They get sometimes they make 100,000 leons or 150,000 leons for each $100 where he sell. But what are they try for say is one time I did drive come on a beach, me motor car stop. And then they say let the all do 'em. But what are they try for say is try because we all know say the country tranga. Salon we don't already approved to we say this government the one before they not get no interest for create enabling environment for let the company then come in and can invest. Just yesterday or day before yesterday, your best friend, waiting I name self, waiting that gentleman walking where you can invite all the time. It been dinner AYV Sunday program. I don't know if you
Abdul
watch that show.
Fatoma, yes, I watch him.
Mr.
Fatoma.
Fatoma.
Yeah.
Where be they make a comparison because I think Lahiro Reslim have been doing that show too. Where be they make
Yeah.
comparison about the Western countries and somebody go say why they compare we and America and England. But what in and do? We all know what America they do. Where this Ebola corona for them, what in and do? Them pump money more into the company them. Trade during that 2009, 2008 where the stock market go down,
Recession.
where the housing
Yeah, the
market go, what
recession.
did they do? They stock them pour money into the banking system because the bank them then at the same bank them where crash the market because now they give people the money where they're not qualified for. No, say they're not going to pay for this house. Them they call on the balloon stock. Then give them money. Say you monthly payment go be $1,000. After 6 months, they see that 1,000 they go to 3,000. People and they run away from houses. But what did the government do? It come in, it bail them, but because they know say if they keep them people here they going, now them people here get for hire people them we go lift off the body come on at their head. Now they salon African they don't know. African president them say now them for hire people them. Like what in Fatoma be they say, you bring in business, look at the business people them, give them money or give them break on the taxes. Give them good break and tell them okay, now this I go do. You hire people. If you get a company where you hire 500 young people, in return, you don't even get more money because them 500 people and they now get for pay tax. But I don't know what think happen with all them book Washington you will get. Where then guy and I haven't in studio, either yeah, England or Australia or somewhere. But where they go, as soon as they read them, like say somebody takes cement and cement them brain. Because now that they do, create something where you but look salon what in the give where make people that they go past all the way in Guinea for inside because it there from here to salon what in if this man knock down the taxes and the landing fees them na airport give the airline them break on the tax and the landing fee it go bring more Sierra Leonean they travel but some man they say man $2,000 now. Then what go back me people and they go hang baby. That means I need at least $6,000 or $7,000 from me. Why I don't buy the ticket? I need this because the family and they sit down there and they wait for me. You think about what I say, no. I they stay here now. Because if I stay, I'm not going to spend, I'm not going to even spend $1,000 for Christmas if I don't want to. But if I go under, obviously, because the ticket alone don't cost me almost $2,000. Then relatives, then they under. I get for good anyone who see me, paddy then what go primary school, secondary school. The only so if na that year he do, even the port, Salon get the highest, they don't talk them over and over, but the people then they brag say, then they make more money now, then they bring in more money, but we never see anything where they do it. We young people them self got for pick them up. It's not easy. I not say the way we salon day right now, now like a ocean. All man dip and drown. Now lift self now you see the whole land. Now that they them. But let them not sit down and turn their head into kush. Kush them and destroy them. Because me, what I go to Freetown, I then I deport them. Because I grow up. I grew up in Mabela. Because when she begin working from Susan Bay, we be they call them Big Waf. Take her na Mabela. And Tradeba you be the talk something about that fishery. That fishery they na foreign company been get am. Na things that been Chinese man or Japanese them. But it be look nice. You know, people now they young people them they go son and then they go take them fish then they help them they did and they throw them face and can up na Egan Street, you know, where they sell. So then they go, then they help the even Wataki. A lot of young people them they survived it because more of you not for talk with fish, you know. So we young people and we understand say things stronger, but please not turn your head to kush. Kush the carry gonna bearing ground. Kush they make you the shit and peace by yourself. You lose control because then people that way they look say they not care well. Now this they left whipper. Then picking they not depend that. Some of them picking and they oversee and they not care. Mara be on incident also. It in a Boston. In West and Pekin. I see them then this year in West and Pekin. I see them at whatever show now, social media. Then they talk all kind of lie and talk all kind of big shot, all kind of rubbish. Now I see them also probably not $2 or $3 million now they spend for Ian entourage. They not face nothing come. What did he do? Because me it look like say na video conference you do. I not say be there at the podium. If before do that from Freetown, if people do that, but bring all this cabal come. They say that they can't talk to business people. But that first meeting when we see the whole town hall meeting, when we see the whole now Boston, I not see no business people. Now so SLP people are see there. Pass one guy will donate. He's saying one let them open consulate office now Boston because the people in Boston they ask for consulate. So he go give in 2,000 or 3,000 square foot for 3 years for free. Lost if matter be able to take up to that. But the thing is here is we got for talk to we young people them. Sometimes and they better let's stay in a salon. I know somebody, my brother, where in people them, young man, very smart, FBC graduate, in people them sell one all us. Somebody can make them freak yate na Ghana na they go stop. Now it afraid, it shame for come back na salon because the people and they feel same people and they right now they feel say this money they now oversee. But you know go now that then smuggle thing like what they talk so somebody go take a money now Ghana no money they reach they go nowhere. But if this young man be doing a free tongue, if you for do better, could be they do very well. Young people and they me know another one will get shop. He's selling shop for go na Turkey. I mean, you do better. Why you they sell you shop just for going to Turkey? You don't know what's in there Turkey. I don't know, my brother. We they talk, but then you tell how things stronger. Yes, things stronger. It really stronger. You know, maybe some man go say, well, you know, they're not in shoes. You're right. I've been in the shoes in the 80s. I survived. Where I reach from 5 now, me take me on 2 left foot. I tell me people say me yourself the rest I need to eat again. Me people are vexed and say, well, you feel say you don't grow up. Not gonna Swazi. Man that will all be there at the same school, will grow up, secondary school. Now they are go meet. They take me down. I begin direct. Now from Swazi, I take Canada. That's why I take Canada with me on. Because most of we will drag na Swazi in the 80s. No, they went that they didn't get money. Past the rich one will be like Alaji Abla is same picking there or Tim that will be the Kahengunia we Amza them, Amesi say them and then they because them brother been get money Amza. But other than that, 90% of we now we all drag na Swazi so take now. So then they therefore keep doing something. Do something, not just wait no more say therefore can hand give, not settle for a handout. Do something for yourself. Now that no more, my brother.
Thank you very much, Umar. Okay, Umar will be the last person, and it's. Naimi Kate we just not say. All of us say it's an easy one because it just depends on waiting you surround yourself with, waiting you focus on. And we youth there now, me go tell you say when African minerals be they thrive in a salon, I know a lot of people. Then they ask you say for nothing. When they communicate? No, they don't even want to call you video call. Make them show you how then they live. But not live long. Our contracts they not live long. Hopefully, we go get better company them. We go come and help for create jobs in the country. Yes, call ID live on here. Your name and where the call from?
Yeah. People are not being registered. Waiting at the topic.
You go turn down first because I you they listening and
Yes, I don't turn on down. Yeah,
okay, we
I see Alpha team, but I know say na work business.
yes, for the one they not and say for go the one they want go let's just say Middle East, the company now then get all this criteria they don't create for companies they will want for carry people in for go. And that's what they talk about.
All right, now that make more come inside. Something that happened in 2005. Now, we are the people away in go Iraq. When the company Kana Salon, then come through the government. Tripoli, then take Queen Salon, we go Iraq. We not be no, we'll go Iraq. Everybody na the camp then they laugh with and say if in a prison we come out. You know how much they pay for month? $150.
And through the government's program una go with or like
government.
legally, not to say na kona.
Like legally.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, how then they look at things na Sierra Leone? You understand? Not just other countries than they do. For instance, Kenya, Uganda, then they lobby in the Middle East, then they talk to the people in Dubai. Then they come to even later we get the one of the companies then when the military contractor that are Corp. Then get agents then they come right inside Kenya, then they hire directly. The government not interfere because then they take and say when they come now the country they hire 1,000 people and now the government then they try to satisfy the people and directly. Not to government, they know they go to, because they know them poor I not go say Africa, they know all them poor countries are waiting and they do. So they don't want no third party. Now when we go first, we go then pay we $150. They come through them. Well, not say because I don't go by rumor, I not say they give them above from 500 and above for each person. Then pay we $150. Then we'll go the kind of work we'll go meet and we'll not from all born no ever see them kind work then day. Now make we get disgruntled. After 3 to 4 months, that contract they because we disgruntled, we ask the people for increase and the people say no, now contract we don't sign. And we have to stop the work. You understand?
So how na be get for do for come on in that situation day?
Well, they return we back. In Tripoli. They return we back in Sierra Leone. So later, we can't get a chance for work directly with KBR. KBR is an American company. Now one of them they call it Ali Bunting. Now the main military contractor now they hire we directly. Then when KBR hire we directly, guess what happen? By the time when some of you don't go through with the process, because first all they say no, KBR not the hire Sierra Leone people. Because some of you when we go first, we just take and say, okay, this now I think that the retired soldiers in the hire. No, then we the hire civilians then. When they get hire, then we oppose you. By the time they know say they don't send me out for go take visa, or they begin give visa. People and then are labor, then begin write this company, this KBR company, saying a human trafficking. We not God, not blessing will make where America like when they know what they go to them poor country then. So like some of you about 60 of you don't go to school, then just call the embassy, we all go to get to visa. Yes, and the balance what they do now, the fishing are we then they do. Now what happen? They take we and now they stop the one whole process now Sierra Leone because they begin call from Minister of Labour. They tell the people that say human trafficking. KBR no want no third party. Any country in the area like Kenyans them. In South Africa, they hire Kenyans there. They hire we now the second. Then they hire from South Africa. Then they hire a few Ghanaians then when have been drivers then. We've been very, very lucky. Among the 27 countries the way KBR they hire from, we there among. So that style they say people for come through them. No, KBR no do that. KBR from America then they hire you directly. Then they tell you not to spend that and they buy everything for you. Say you come America and also orientation before you go Iraq or Afghanistan. So this now once let them understand, say that style they say pass anybody who come on Middle East or go ahead, they want let them go through them. No. This idea if you go to the Eastern African countries, they all understand. Then they just happy no more if you then they carry na them country. Because then they can say when they carry 2,000, 3,000 the government and help. Not to say government, if the government want make, let me say, okay, so the other way there for them, sometimes if you don't go through the banks, then say, okay, we're go pay small tax or we're go pay where una money they can inside the bank, it's better. But for say, then they go pass money to them for, no, then they try for satisfy the people where they go work directly. Now this now happen at Salona being very, very good opportunity where we all get today where this sometimes almost 500 people and for me don't get them. But the style, they don't understand. Then big country, what then they hire people and directly, then they go to the government. And the other thing back where I go measure back, and some of the other countries like Indians then get companies where then they train people like for instance electricians then they train people so some of them companies they big country like from America now. Then they go through that company and they then go tell us, okay, now we need so. We need 200 electricians. We need 500 HVAC people. Yes. So then they train the people in the country. So now the other way than they what see now than they do overseas. So now then they can inside in Dubai, Qatar, and then they can work so. The company and they inside India go they train the people. So now they know what. So let me say, I mean that contribute.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. We are hopeful. Say the experience we brother talk so. Till them be get for cancel because we then go there and find out saying less money than they pay them because the one who hey Papa God salon. Okay, we hope say because this thing don't taste small, we hope say them people and they will be today. They know they again. Salon. The idea is oh yeah. Omar from Minneapolis say, don't talk the truth. Nothing much, no day in opportunity for people na Sierra Leone for make them go able take them and transform themselves for thriving. We are hopeful, but anytime we are this, we can lay on a table, then we discuss, just like we did. For now, as we talk, ideas then they come. Let me see on my next visit to Sierra Leone. Things that will be able to make the camera capture. We maybe then they go help for send more light into the entire. We go there back tomorrow. But for today, I held the left all thing. Till we meet again, Tiki Policy. Ta-ta.